Amy, let me tell you about a magical place that is so exactly designed to be enclosed space, year-round fun for the whole family that I bet you already know what I'm going to say before I even say the name. Let's say it together on three. 1, 2, 3. Great Wolf Lodge. You got it, Amy.
My kids loved Great Wolf Lodge when we went. You probably already know that it has a huge indoor water park with a wave pool, lazy river, a bunch of massive water slides. But then your pack can hit the other attractions because, wait, there's more.
Great Wolf Lodge has adventure-packed attractions like Magi Quest, a live-action game kids can play throughout the lodge, plus the Northern Lights Arcade. Spent some quality time there, so your kid who loves the lazy river and your kid who loves fantasy games will both have a great time.
Great Wolf Lodge also offers great dining options and complimentary daily events like nightly dance parties, all under one roof. Unpack the car once and you're settled in to have fun. And with 22 lodges across the country, you're always a short drive away from adventure.
We've both had such great times at Great Wolf Lodge, so bring your pack together at a lodge near you. Learn more at greatwolf.com and strengthen the pack.
Welcome to Ask Amy from What Fresh Hell Laughing in the Face of Motherhood, solving your parenting dilemmas one question at a time. This week's question is from somebody whose name I forgot to copy and paste, so I'm very sorry about that because it's a good question. She asks, can you talk about when kids curse, when we curse, does it matter? My kids are almost 13 and 15, and they say everyone curses. I think they're right. We allow some cursing. Heck, we have been known to toss out some ourselves, but now I think my oldest curses too much, and yet she's a straight A student. This is a great question, I think, because it's something that I'm dealing with in my own house, because my kids are older. My kids are 12, 15, and 16. I think for younger kids, you have to be Hodor on this. You have to hold the door, because if they're doing it when they're 7, like what's left when they're 17? I was on a play date with my daughter not too long ago where there were these 2 brothers there who were young enough, like they had not had their first communions at these kids, and they were trading insults about their size, if you feel me, and I was floored. And that wasn't cursing exactly, but whoa. And the mom was in the room, and she was fine with it. So different strokes for different folks on this one. But in our house, like definitely my kids never even tried it. Of course, over the years, they might have heard a few choice words from me, from stubbed toe, that kind of thing. And now that I have high schoolers, I have heard my kids curse. Of course I have. But there are still 2 ways I think we hold the line on this. The first one is that I think there's a big difference between cursing about how much homework you have and cursing at someone or calling someone a curse word. Like, we don't allow name calling in our house either, and we certainly wouldn't allow one of my teenagers to call the other teenager a curse word. They might do that when we're not around, but we would certainly push back on that if it happened in our presence. Because again, it's about your anger that you're expressing. Yeah, express your anger productively, use some curse words, but don't direct it at other people. And we also never allow language like that at the dinner table. And we've held the line on that. Just like there's no phones at the dinner table, there is good language at the dinner table. And I think that's part of what you have to teach your kids. You can't curse at a job interview either. There are places and spaces where this is and is not appropriate. And so when we do push back, we'll say, hey, you can talk like that with your friends. You don't talk like that with me. As a writer-performer, I also have another slight angle on this, and it is a slight, I don't know, maybe it's a pet peeve of my own. I just took my daughter, who's 12, to see a show on Broadway last week. And I won't say which musical it was because I actually really liked it, so I don't want to badmouth it. But this musical was totally family-friendly, except for some completely off-color jokes and intense curse words that were sprinkled in at regular intervals, almost as if it wouldn't be cool to not have some shock value in a family Broadway musical. And I said to my kid on the way home, I'm really disappointed in that because that's cheap. Anybody can get a laugh by shouting out a curse word in an inappropriate moment. That is cheap, easy laughs, and I think they should have tried harder. And I hope that takes away some of its cool for sure for my kids to think that cursing is an easy way out and an uncreative way of expressing yourself. I don't know. Even if they don't really believe me, at least they're not going to do it in front of me. So that's worked for us. I hope it works in your house as well. Send us your parenting questions. Margaret or I might answer yours next. You can ask on our Facebook page at What Fresh Hell Cast, or just send us an email, info@whatfreshhellpodcast.com. Thanks for listening.